Day 2. We are here. The athletes are doing their 3 minutes by 10 on the rower with 2 minutes rest. Theme of the day, or at least for this first session, is connecting the dots from when they have that display right in front of them to when they don't. So they got double under, muscle up, wall ball, taking the information of how do I feel when I do have metrics, so strokes per minute, heart rate work, any of that stuff. When I have data right in front of me, can I internalize that and know exactly how it feels? Because then when I have this sort of piece, I can strategize and I can update things based on how I actually feel. So, you know, we relate it to the like Iron Man heads up display, which didn't work for Luka because he's never seen Iron Man. What's powerful about this is knowing how to translate in terms of how you feel and not making positive and negative associations with movements. I don't want athletes to go too hard because they like a movement and too conservative because they don't like a movement. We say they're inanimate objects, they don't feel anything about you, so you shouldn't feel any way about them. Just strategize based on how you feel and what your data is that you sort of internalize. So they're nice long session on the rower here, and then we get to have a little fun with a race in this next one.
I don't know, what are we supposed to feel like? Like how I feel or how he feels?
We'll talk after.
Phil's in that pain cave right now, huh?
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's easy. That's my really important thing for your last round here. There's no final kick. There is no like, I've got 30 seconds left, what's my score gonna be?
Save that for the next thing.
Your score is, did you row at your PR or perceived PR 5K pace the whole time? That's what we're going for. We sent it yesterday, got a short Metcon coming up. Like, we attack that in other places. They not all start together?
He started cheating.
Okay.
I just have so many more calories to do than that. That I have to start early. Stop talking, you're wasting energy.
Good job, guys. Mandatory 15-minute cool down.
2-3 seconds faster than what I anticipated for like a 5K.
You guys settled in really well. Like I would say, like maybe around round 4, it looked just a little bit more like robotic. Just like this is what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you're just trying to hold the pace.
Exactly.
Like, you
Yeah,
kinda
in the
kick off-
beginning I'm like, I feel good, I can go a little faster,
Yeah.
and then it was like telling myself not to.
Yeah, just being disciplined in that, especially like next to people is a little hard.
Yeah.
But, and like when Queen comes on, you can't help but pick up your pace a little bit. That was good
Cameras
though.
in my face, I'm like, all right, 1500, let's go.
Perfect form.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
I still try to, at least once a week, start with lifting, just so that I'm not really used to one pattern, because if when you come to the competition, you don't know if you're going sometimes to start with a lift first. So I like to start the morning with like the conditioning piece, but still at least once a week to start with the lift, just to make sure that I'm ready for that also.
Why did they say you were cheating?
Because I was pulling 1 second before the time, and I did that just to have my average pace immediately where I want it to be, but I still think that they were pulling 1 second later.
Cool down, this is one of the ones where you're probably going to know more like this afternoon and tomorrow morning, whether what you did was what you should do. But just like the warm-up, getting you ready for the workout, potentially better or worse than your competitor, your cool down will dictate, compared to your competitor, how sore are you going into the next piece, how sore are you going into the next day. So knowing not just what machine you're on, but maybe like what intensity you do it at. Like if it is at a 1 damper and you're at like 40 RPMs on the bike, is that really helping you at all? And I'm not saying that I know the answer, but what the body likes is if you do this with your heart rate the whole time. It's gonna feel most natural if you complete the curve, basically. So after pieces, it's literally just guess and check over and over. It's like what works for me, what doesn't. Like some person that like doesn't have as much of an endurance background, maybe they get on the bike and do that, and then they're like, geez, like that's like more than I need. Just continuing to do that and seeing how it affects the next piece, the next day, all that. This is just in terms of reflection, what you went through in that piece. You guys feel like you have information for further rowing. Strokes per minute, what damper I put it on, like what should I do during my rest period, all that. That is important. Then you get to use these sessions. And then the last part is just understanding why we don't have that final kick in this piece. That it's not actually like for SugarWOD and any sort of leaderboard, like yes, like it's gonna be your calories, but for me, that's the only score, that you held your 5K PR pace the entire time. And the reason we don't do the final kick is because as a coach, it's my job for you to experience your math session, what you just did, what you're gonna do with the track tomorrow, and then what you did on the bike yesterday. And there's multiple places in between all these. And as a coach, again, I'm just trying to get you to be executing all the way down from your forever pace to like, I'm gonna die. And then this creates you and your energy systems as an athlete right here. This is what we need to happen. That's why all of these become so important and why we try to get you even in one piece to rotate through, to know like, because you go over here and like metabolic demand of these are so much different from each other that like you sort of have to know what that looks like. I am choosing your focus on this next piece. Your focus on this next piece is to beat the other two people that you are going against, because competing is a skill and it is important. And we're gonna race today.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Even to a 10-foot target, I still like it. You guys have an advantage, but that's fine.
We all have our own advantages within that. Like your wall balls are the fastest. Your double unders are the fastest. I'm the fittest, so.
I guess we'll find out.
Did you got that? Did you got that? Good. Come to me after the workout then.
Let's go back, roll the footage at the start, see where he started. Good job. If Austin didn't mess up that one time.
Damn it, it was your wall ball in the last round.
You know what though?
That was your 3 reps right there.
You're gonna start transitioning like that in CrossFit, you're gonna fuck people up.
I know, you caught us. You had one triple.
I just kept fucking tripping double unders.
Yeah,
No, really. I think
No,
it should work.
round.
For me, yeah.
Didn't lap me.
No.
I think that I did.
No.
Compared to Austin?
No, I was catching up.
Just not enough time. They just crashed under the pressure.
You slammed the wall ball down and I was like, oh, that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Mine was going all over the place.
Oh, this was such a good push.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt like I'm on a fucking competition floor.
Already these last 2 days have been so good. I was like, how strict can I do my muscle up right now to just try to be a little
I know.
faster?
It's just not gonna happen on
I
a
know.
random Saturday.
No, Luka, I would have beat you.
No.
I had 3 no reps on my wall balls.
If I had.
Never had me.
You never had your wall ball.
Too many.
Luka hasn't seen that movie, so.
Too many ifs here. Ah man, if I didn't trip, if I did this, if I did that, if I didn't fail a thruster in 22.3, I would won the open.
That's gonna be some of the
If I had 220 back squat,
list of 5
Justin would be in a big trouble this season.
That was fun. I feel like we're all really proficient at those movements. So like Drew said, it's just a race. I felt like, and you forget how fast like 3 minutes, 2 minutes goes by. So I felt like I probably could have started with quicker cycles on my double unders. So I love double unders. It's something that like I know I can just get them done, not even like think about it. So I think if I started quicker on those, I would have.
You seem like you picked up speed as the workout.
Yeah, I did. My transitions got a little bit quicker. I actually fell behind just because I had like 2 or 3 no reps that I gave myself on the wall ball, trying to hit the tape. So I'd rather just be honest with it now and practice how you compete. So there's a couple reps in there, but those are 3 movements that I highly thoroughly enjoy. Keep them together like that, and I'll do them all day.
She was amazing. As I said, I focused on Austin, in our race in that one. And as I pulled a little bit, I was like, "Where is Paige?" And we were dropping the wall ball at the same time. I think that her movements were faster, her muscle ups were faster than mine because I have such a long kip when it's a long straps.
Yeah.
So she also tripped on the second round 2 times. And basically, I think that those trips in the end, because it was 3 double unders between us.
Yeah.
So
quick.
I had only 1 trip, but my ring muscle ups and double unders were much slower than hers. But in the beginning, I pushed transitions really, really hard.
But you realize, I settled into realizing that I could push the transitions seamlessly. It was just a matter of how quick can I get from there to there and pick up the ball.
I think that in the beginning they overestimated the workout.
Yeah.
Because
a little too conservative.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that they started a little bit too conservative, and then when they saw that you can push much harder, they started catching up, and I started pretty hot.
Yeah.
And then just hold on.
So, little rant for this session is basically just starting or continuing to identify the difference between shallow work and deep work, making these pieces actually work for you as opposed to the coach says so portion of it, oh, this is what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna get it done and be good to go. Shallow work in terms of sort of what's happening when you're just going through the motions is very much sort of a distracted versus focused, and that could be distracted personal life stuff, or it could be coming down to what's next. So the totality of the day, a lot of times when there's higher volume, will stress an athlete out, and it's sort of buried back there in your head of what am I trying to accomplish today? I have all of these pieces, instead of being able to really go in with intention to this is the only thing right now that exists. The better you get at that, the better you get at this set of 4 is the only thing that exists. And then after that, it's this next rep is sort of the one that's there. This is what happens when you go through the motions. This is what happens when you really put, oh my God, I wrote that wrong.
That's not good math.
That's another Luka-ism. That's perfect. Again, coach says so. The deep work version of that is knowing why you're doing what you're doing. So that either needs to be answered by your coach if you're looking at it and you're like, why am I doing this? Sort of a thing. Or just known because you've been working with your coach for a period of time and know this is what I'm trying to get better at. I'm good to go. Sort of the end result of all of this easy choices, hard life. It's really easy to go through the motions in this stuff, and then it's really hard to deal with the fact that you're not like in the place that you want to be. Like it's, you make those choices on the day-to-day basis. Well, I'm not taking it too hard. Then it becomes really hard. Vice versa, you make a couple of hard choices throughout a day, and then you're really happy when you're standing on podiums and going to places that you want to go to. So.
Bro,
Does that count? That counts for Z-Mom, right?
count it.
Count it.
The only thing I try to do is alternate which hand I step up first.
I can never go like.
All right.
Oh yeah, I have to just one hand.
You just have a little. And as close as you can here so that this one's shorter.
Yeah, because if you lunge, you're breaking yourself
Right.
Yeah.
coming back.
And it makes sense that if you're overextended to get one, that you have to really exaggerate to get the next. Yeah, that's it. So Austin, if
I need like 10 times
yeah,
to get used to it, and then
right.
Like a German throwdown, I was the only athlete in the warm-up period that didn't make the ramp. But I tried like 5 times and went to the floor. I was like, no.
Stop thinking.
If you're approaching though and you don't have the exact steps down, like if they're different, do you like shallow up a little bit so that you do get close?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're
I can't-
approaching, you're still taking these big steps.
Yeah, yeah.
and
I
he's
have to practice
doing
that 'cause
this,
I can't always
and you
get
got
my
really
left
close
hand
that
on
time, and you just flew
I
up
need
over
to
it.
try to be comfortable getting my right hand on.
I end up doing the shimmy, and if I get close enough, and I prefer to put, I think, my right hand on the ramp first.
Yeah.
But I can do left hand.
Nice.
Yeah. Come on, catch your head.
That was good though.
Yeah.
Don't fall.
What are you doing? What the fuck?
You're serious.
Yeah, here's coming for you.
For me, it's like because this is mental thing for me.
Yeah.
The more relaxed you are
Yeah.
on your way in, the better you do.
And also, I figure out when that I actually need to press
Yeah.
as I'm on the stair, like aggressively press
Yep.
to get to the other
Basically
one.
the whole gym.
Yeah.
This is not gonna go well.
You gotta make it to the ramp first.
Oh God.
That was awesome.
There you go. I told you I needed a helmet.
Is that Tony Hawk? So we'll go 0, 30, and 1.
But it's alternating even.
Yes. 60 feet ramp. 60 feet ramp in the other direction. 60 feet ramp, 60 feet ramp in the other direction.
How many times?
It's an 8-minute AMRAP. So you do 4 60-foot handstand walks and 4 trips on here, or 4
And how many meters is this? Like 20?
Yeah, it's about 20.
It's less than 20, but yes.
Gave it.
And like every 25 or something.
Can we do a little bit more of that?
Nope. Later. Or tomorrow.
Like, I know what you're saying to do.
So one other thing that I noticed on that one is it's just your knee bend. That's the only difference. You're in like, when you're coming up the stairs, you're in like this perfect arc. Like your legs are coming up and around. It's almost like the backside of a kip.
Okay.
And then when you're handstand walking and coming up the ramp, you just look a lot more comfortable with your knee bend.
Okay.
Like sometimes it's different.
But it looks
Yeah,
like,
like I can
it
get
looks
the
like the
momentum.
tension in
always
that
get the ramp
position
first
feels
try,
better
but it
for
would
you
take me
up the
10
stairs.
tries to get
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have moved on into the week 1 athletes are done, or week 4 athletes are done. Week 1 athletes have 2 pieces left. So Paige and Luka have a burpee get over, push jerk. Good luck.
Just drag it. Really? Can I? Yeah.
All right, we have 5 rounds, 8 burpee get overs at 40 inches, 5 push jerks at 75%, 8 burpee get overs at 40 inches, rest 3 minutes. So basically what we're looking for in a piece like this is to get the heart rate really high and have to use the upper body in the get overs, move through the push jerks and sort of put yourself back through it again. Percentage lifting inside of this allows us to make sure that it's appropriate, get them gassed up, 75% lift, and rest a bunch so they can keep moving. Feel it?
Yes, I always feel if I can say it.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that we've been working on at like pretty high intensity. Normally, you know, we've got 50 kilos on the bar, and we're really like digging into like feeling comfortable with it. So
I feel like I'm improving every set. You know?
you are, yeah, you're making good adjustments on the fly.
It was 2013, right?
I couldn't see because of the post, but I saw you look, so I didn't run around the corner to check. If you want to use the lock, you go underneath it.
But now it's like,
Learn something new every day.
Yes.
So maybe my back was sometimes hurting from the belt.
Yeah, because you create a pivot point. When you bring it down that
For
low.
me, sometimes for example, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
I go for front squats.
Yeah.
Put the belt, and as I finish the squat,
Yes.
take the belt off my back.
That's because your sacrum wants to be moving in space, and you're locking it to your lower back.
So I knew that I am like, don't move it that well at weightlifting. My skills are not that good. But today I learned that my jump rope, that I don't know how to make my jump rope. I don't know how to wear a belt. So like, it's not only the high skill things. Do you know what you are aiming for the paces tomorrow? Or am I the only
No,
person who does that the whole week?
I haven't looked at it yet. I have to.
So your 800s are slower than your mile PR.
Okay.
Your 600s are at your mile PR, and your 400s are supposed to be faster. But there's decent amount of walking rest in between.
Yeah. My 400 I try to be around like a 123
Okay.
lap. My mile pace I think is like a 602.
Okay.
I have to double check. It's either a 602 or a 612.
Okay.
500 mile.
Yeah.
My 400 meter PR is 56 and never ran 6 and 800 in my life. 4 times.
Yeah.
At the games, I was 500,
Right.
but with the turn,
Right.
117.
Yeah.
If I was in last hit, I would win it. Not in last, in the second to last hit. But yeah, those are the paces that I know.
Yeah.
My best 5K is 18:13.
Yeah. So tomorrow, like your 800 should be between like anywhere from like a 235 to like a 250, somewhere in that range. And again, like just like today, it's important to know those and hit those, to know what that feels like, versus how fast can I do all of them.
I will be stressed about it for the whole day and night, so whatever.
It won't be stressful while you're doing it.
Yeah.
How did today treat you?
It was good, except that last one. Last one was hard. Any misfits out there who did it, hopefully you didn't do your split jerk percentage like I did,
Is that what you did?
which made it 20 pounds heavier. Yeah, so, which was just a mental error. So, and that's just like, I'm so used to like, when I'm in the gym, like I write down my whole whiteboard, like I have my whole like normal routine, and it's like here I'm just kind of going with the flow and not really looking at my phone and being a little more present here, but that's me just missing out on something.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, she and Austin were a little bit more focused this weekend. Maybe I would win all of these.
wow. That's what happens when you're 23. You'll get a nice piece of humble pie one day, don't worry. I like you, Luka.